Is the unnamed tavern named Unnamed Tavern? Is Unnamed Tavern named Unnamed Tavern, or is it a tavern that's not been named?
Behold! It's a thing. So,
That was a very good segue.
Behold, tech news.
I usually warm up for stuff, but that's a I can do sitting down.
Oh, this another stoinking smuck on the screen. Nice.
Look, it's Maanya's favorite.
Yes.
Favorite guy to like.
Yeah.
Here's a link for anybody who wants to follow along at home. Federal prosecutors drop campaign finance charges against big Democratic donor Sam Bankman-Fried. This guy.
So here's the thing.
Where did that money come from?
Oh, he scammed it out of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what did he? Mm-hmm.
So
I like the
here's
headline
thing, right?
though. I like it.
They didn't drop the charges because he probably didn't commit the crimes, because I feel like they can't demonstrate the crimes. This was a political move in order to keep the extradition treaty with the Bahamas intact. And the thing is, while in some ways, yeah, the United States can kind of do whatever it wants because, you know, it's the one with the guns in the room. On the other hand, the United States can't actually afford to just start having its extradition treaties break down. Because one of the important things that you need to be able to do in order to keep, you know, like law and order is make it so that people escaping your justice system isn't as easy as just hopping on a plane or a boat to the Bahamas. So, on the one hand, I'm disappointed because I do think that I'll say this. I think there is a decent chance that Sam Bankman-Fried violated some campaign finance laws knowingly, and therefore probably should be, in an ideal world, held to account for that. However, if you have an extradition treaty with a country, and it specifies that when you apply for extradition, that you need to say which charges the person is going to be facing in order for them to be extradited, if you then charge them with more things, you violated that treaty, and it will make that country less likely to actually honor that treaty in the future, because you broke it. And so I do think it was the right call for the DOJ to drop this. I think they probably... I don't actually know what kind of negotiations might have gone on. I would like to think that perhaps they said to the Bahamas, oh, hey, we want to extradite him on all of these charges. And that the Bahamas were like, no, how about this smaller list of charges? And that maybe that's the reason why this happened. I don't actually know. It's actually also entirely possible. Go ahead.
I'm a little confused here, if you can clarify it for me. Why is Bahamas so hell-bent on, like, making sure that Sam Bankman-Friedman, the striking schmuck number 2, stays there, or is it just specifically about the extradition?
You're asking why does the Bahamas care about this guy?
But so is sovereignty.
Why?
Yeah, it's mostly comes down to sovereignty. So yeah, sovereignty. So the idea is, generally speaking, states that are recognized by other states as such are supposed to have essentially full autonomy within their territory, only being bound to rules in regards to other states that they have themselves agreed to. And so, on the one hand, if the United States is allowed to break a treaty in a relatively trivial way, they may at a later time break the treaty in a more significant way. And also, some states, in fact many states, actually have in their mutual extradition treaties things like, we will not extradite criminals to countries with execution as a punishment if the crime is a capital crime, because they have some kind of policy against, say, capital punishment or execution, right? So, for instance, they might say, okay, look, we know that this guy is wanted for murder in Texas. And Texas has the death penalty, and boy, do they enjoy using it. So a country might say, okay, we will extradite this person for murder as long as you absolutely do not execute him or her. And then, you know, whatever country...
That's happened in the past.
Can say, well, yeah, okay. Yeah, and so it's a similar... But the thing is, once you let that go in any circumstance, it now makes it seem like, well, maybe, hey, you're a country that doesn't care all that much about its extradition treaty and it being actually practiced the way that it's put on paper. And once you open up that possibility that, like, hey, the United States could just kind of trample on this treaty, I guarantee you the United States will trample on the treaty as much as possible.
Oh yeah. You give
I
them
do
a
find
little
it
leeway, they just go
amusing.
all in. They're gonna take your arm off.
I do find it
Go
amusing
on.
that the thing to talk about is, hey, it's a Democratic campaign, right? This has been something that's like, yo, look, the Democrats that get this dirty money. The issue is not this person donate to Democrats or Republicans. Typically, people that are smart about it donate to both parties.
Yeah.
The problem comes back
Chesh, can't hear
to the problem comes back to is a really bad ruling by Antonin Scalia, who was famous for throwing out logic when it suited him, and particularly called Citizens United, where they basically gave corporations the so-called freedom of speech to essentially donate, and that curbing,
Lobbying.
kind of limiting on corporate donations and donations was essentially thrown out by the Supreme Court. Something that they need to. You need to elect senators who are going to elect members of the Supreme Court to eviscerate that bad ruling, because money in politics is getting you what you can see going on in Congress. And the fact that this schmuck can donate, it doesn't matter who he's donating to, can donate and outspeak you, because money talks in politics is a problem. It's not who he donated to, but not that he's got
Money has
gotten
the
gains, but his donations are there to out influence you. And what we need to do, is either doing or pass a constitutional amendment empowering Congress to regulate campaign finances.
As if basically any constitutional amendment could pass ratification at any point. I've got kind of given up on any actual like constitutional level change ever occurring in my lifetime in the United States.
I'm idealist.
Hey, that's fair.
But I understand because
I don't know.
and short of that, having a Supreme Court coming and overturning some of the stuff that the various schmucks on there like Scalia have.
Well, this court isn't going to overturn that.
Fortunately, he's dead, so we don't get any. But some of his proteges are still taking.
People who were left behind in America, they are going to get the brunt of it. They're going to end up getting hit with all the charges and shit.
Campaign financing and media is, by the way, the media is complicit in Sam Bankman-Fried's donation, because you ask, okay, so he's donated to Democratic campaigns to do what? Not for those campaigns to stick in their pocket, but to do what? What do the campaigns do with that money? They buy media advertising. So the media group, where the campaign money is spent, is a recipient of all this stuff. So the many billions of dollars that get spent on, let's say, the next upcoming presidential campaign is money going from donors to media, right? And if you were to come up and say, a candidate come up and say, I pledge to essentially put a cap, do what we can legally to put a cap on campaign spending, the media would eviscerate you because you are going after the media's profits. Media is no longer information, it's entertainment, and they're using the money to put up ads that you as a product get subjected to. So Sam Bankman-Fried and his ill-gotten gains, donating to campaigns that give it to the media, and the media is going decrying, saying, look, let's call duplicity as it is.
Yeah.
So do we need to say who this guy is in the first place?
Yeah, Maanyaa, do you wanna talk about who this guy actually is? This guy is Maanya's favorite.
Yes.
Basically, this guy scammed people out of around $8 billion. Starting.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Through cryptocurrency. And he had several small entities and businesses who he was giving loan to based on assets that were not existing at all. So, yeah. And the software they were using for accounting was worse than Microsoft Excel. So yeah.
And don't forget he was really bad at League of Legends. That's important information.
On top of that, one of the important wrinkles is that he was using funds from one of his companies to finance a different company that was making much riskier investments than the company.
So yeah, there were no actual assets. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, he had this whole scheme where he had his own coin that he was inflating the value of on the basis of basically a pyramid scheme. But then he was also loaning out that particular token to another one of his companies, which is, it's okay as long as you disclose that. And so he was using that company to make risky investments using a coin that was only valued because of, one, its inflated value from a Ponzi scheme, and two, because of the tech bubble that was surrounding NFTs and crypto generally at the time. So, yeah, surprisingly enough, if you can even believe it, that second risky business investment company went under, and then he tried to start selling off that token, which crashed the price of that token. And then it turns out, he couldn't actually pay out the people who were trying to withdraw. And so it created sort of a run on the bank problem. And of course, his bank, being in the largely unregulated crypto sector, didn't really have anything like FDIC insurance or anything. So those people are just, SOL.
Money gone.
So yeah, I mean, he
was lying till the last day before he was lying the last day before the announcement was made about the bankruptcy and stuff. 24 hours, 8 hours before that, also they were tweeting that everything's fine.
He certainly was a kind of a poster child for this sort of new generation crypto scamming stuff. He was famous for coming into venture capital meetings and basically ignoring people because he learned about how Mark Zuckerberg would behave sometimes in VC funding stuff. And so he was like, people say, wow, he's playing games while we're trying to do business. He must really be a genius because he's so sure of himself. No, he was one of the poster childs for cryptocurrency, which, let me state this quite clearly. Cryptocurrency, I agree with Alex, cryptocurrency is a scam. Bitcoin is a scam. I would, and I've been asking my legislators to make it illegal to convert cryptocurrency into real currency. I don't want that cryptocurrency to be anywhere near the economic system. And I want also to put 100% tax on any gains that people have in using Bitcoin mining and all that sort of stuff, which is contributing to global warming and so forth. I essentially want legitimate currencies essentially shut down the scam, which is cryptocurrency, and the damage it's doing to the environment and the ability of people who are involved in criminal enterprises, people who are involved in funding Russian military operations, people involved in the extermination of rhinos, all stuff happening in cryptocurrency land. So Bitcoin, this guy, his whole system, the entire system is rotten and needs to be essentially made essentially illegal to translate Bitcoin into any legitimate currency, and 100% tax on any profits people have with cryptocurrency to return to try to repair the environmental damage that Bitcoin mining is doing.
And I will add, I'll ask YouTube this question: why are you allowing your creators to spread cryptocurrency and those schemes? Why are you not penalizing them? That's false advertising, in my opinion.
Something Logan Paul? Is that where you're going with that?
and Big Boy Crypto. Yeah. Big Boy Crypto. He was a huge backer of this fucking Stroinking Smack #2. And his only thing was he was so overconfident he tried to sue someone thinking they don't have the finances, but that person ended up having like $200,000 to sue him back. So he just lost it from you. He's lost his company and everything, blah, 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 blah. What is YouTube doing about false advertising around these around the cryptocurrency?
Mostly nothing.
YouTube is quick to like yeet off like any video where they think it's false advertising in their opinion. You know, why have they allowed this cryptocurrency scam to spread all over YouTube?
Yeah. And by the way,
yeah.
NVIDIA is complicit in this whole cryptocurrency scam.
Oh, NVIDIA,
Sorry,
like
The
that.
value
yes.
of NVIDIA stock and the amount of money you have to pay for a GPU, like Dapper doing all his cool animation stuff, is in part inflated because of schmucks like this and the cryptocurrency scam. And I don't care, again, if you hold cryptocurrency, just delete your cryptocurrency and actually get a real.
Don't talk to me.
This
also, if I may dare say, Sam Bankman-Fried is male Elizabeth Holmes. Elizabeth Holmes studied. She studied. Who's the guy for the Apple? The fucking
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs.
Yes.
She studied Steve Jobs. If you see how she used to dress just like Steve Jobs with an extra coat on.
Yeah.
And Sam Bankman-Fried, I think so. He studied someone else.
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. So if you see the similarities, the copying, I'm telling you, high charisma check, too high. Need to give them some disadvantage, some sort of disadvantage to bring them down. Please.
Yeah.
It's
all
okay.
about personality.
If you're a gamer,
they dumped their
if you're an
intelligence
animator,
stat.
if you're a gamer, you're an animator, you're paying the price for schmucks like this and the whole crypto coin, and all that other stuff, the token stuff on there. You're paying it, and people have been scammed out with stuff. Just don't waste your cycles playing cryptocurrency stuff. Tax cryptocurrency at 100% and make it illegal to convert cryptocurrency into illegitimate currency and essentially kill the market, right? It's not a real currency. It is not a thing, and so and if
Landon's out here nuke it from orbit.
What is
No, seriously, and by the way, guess what? Cryptocurrency is actually bad crypto. It's not scalable currency. The person, the so-called guru of crypto. But understand, when you speak about cryptocurrency, you have people that have billions that come after you, right? So I usually don't say much about it. But again, it's a scam, it's a fraud, it's a criminal enterprise. It should not be allowed to be tolerated. And schmucks like this just make it even worse.
You know what?
April has the best comment. Landon, you're so wrong about this one. All currencies are cryptocurrencies.
Oh God.
What are you gonna say?
Also, if I may dare say, what such black marketing of like finances and conversion of currencies, like, what do you say, bolster? Human trafficking, human sex trafficking.
Yep.
We know that. I will say stonking schmuck number 10, if I may dare say, because I know there will be many that will come and fill in the. Andrew Tate always said that he got paid in cryptocurrency and he moved his money around in cryptocurrency. And now he's talking shit about it.
Probably
now.
hiding his ill-gotten gains in cryptocurrency. I would just bet.
Okay, slightly off topic.
Yeah.
Is it weird to anyone else the degree to which Andrew Tate is trying to gain sympathy by converting to Islam and as if that's supposed to make anything about this better?
That's
what's
a grift.
up with that?
That's a grift. That's a grift.
Oh yeah, I don't think for a second he actually converted to Islam. No.
I know he didn't. There's a ceremony. He didn't do the ceremony, so.
Well, I mean, there's typically a ceremony, but technically, all you have to do to convert to Islam is say the Shahada in front of any witness who is either, depending on your school jurisprudence, a male Muslim.
Oh my God, really?
So that's the thing. I don't know.
Wait, time out. Is JF is also gotten made bank off of fucking cryptocurrency. The guy whose wife is gone missing and he is currently everybody thinks he killed
why
her.
are
That
these
guy.
all charlatans and like
Why can't
criminals,
I'm shocked. I'm shocked and baffled that a bunch of grifty, creepy weirdos are all like jerking each other off in the corner. All right, I'm gonna
Who
read.
could have predicted
Like
this?
I say, cryptocurrency is just the economics of it doesn't scale. It's not. It's bad economics. The crypto work function, bad crypto. What can you say about it? And if you invest in it, you're a sucker. Or like one of these guys is one of the people that are scamming, right?
So there's what this says is that the prosecutors had alleged that Sam Bankman-Fried had given campaign donations in other people's names, which is against the law. So now they're dropping the charges.
Yeah.
So that's the takeaway.
But he's still being indicted for a whole bunch of things. He's not getting out of jail free.
Yeah.
There's a very good chance that Sam Bankman-Fried is going to be spending a very long to the rest of his lifetime in jail.
The Bahamas did not intend to extradite the defendant on the campaign contributions count. Accordingly, in keeping with its treaty obligations to the Bahamas, the government does not intend to proceed with the trial on the campaign contributions count. The letters.
Yeah, he's still going to trial. He's still currently in jail because he couldn't follow the terms of his release. Which I'm going to say it's not like he's the only federal defendant currently who can't.
Isn't there somebody else that has problems with court orders and following instructions?
Yeah, but
We're
for
not
some
talking
reason
about Trump
that person doesn't get revoked on bail or anything. Like, man, we don't worry about that apparently.
All right. Bankman-Fried donated $4.6 million to the Democrats in 2022, making him the party's second largest donor behind George Soros that year, which is interesting. I don't know why they would say at the beginning that he was like their largest donor, but whatever. But it also then clarifies that in an interview following the collapse of FTX, Bankman-Fried claimed he also gave the same amount of money to Republicans, but did it through dark money channels. So if we want to pick, I'm just going to pick on Market Watch a little bit and be like, could you fix the way you write articles? Because you're being an asshole.
I do have a curiosity, though. Why give to Democrats openly while being like, oh, hey, I'm going to launder the money going to Republicans?
I don't know.
Like, pretty much every company donates to both.
I will tell you why. I'll tell you why. This is putting pressure on the Democratic Party, which is in power right now. He's like, you are gonna come after me. I'm gonna drag you with me. That's simple as that. And they should get dragged. Why the fuck did they accept that money in the first place?
The Republican in corporate, the whole finance mess requires essentially politicians to become full-time fundraisers, right? Your typical senator is spending on average about 5 hours a day raising funds, not being a senator, but raising funds.
Yeah.
Right. The only time a politician gets to say I'm not campaign fundraising is when they announce they're no longer running. Right? That's and this is the problem.
We should make the only legal way to do campaign financing to go out door to door with popcorn, candy bars, and cookies.
You're only allowed to do it for a certain amount of time, and that time can only be utilized a certain amount of time before an election.
3 months before the election, you can sell candy, popcorn, and cookies door to door.
Wash cars.
Congress cannot regulate campaign finance because of the Supreme Court trying to say that donating money is free speech, right? That's the idiocy that those folks have done, right? I'm serious, right? They say
free speech is consistent for everyone. The consequences are consistent for everyone for free speech. But when you start paying money, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put this under.
Let's sit down and talk, buddy.